So there are a lot of elements of human society that still plague us. So I just want to kind of break it down. Actually, I really don't need these, so I'm just going to lose them. War. War is indicative of separation. Therefore, you believe that one side is greater than the other side, and vice versa. That's called war. And now, what is the objective of war? The objective of war is to conquer an ideology that is not similar to your own. Now, we can go into war in many facets. We can go into the religious spectrum. We can also go into landowning. We can also go into resource control. We can do a lot of these elements of it. So war pretty much is the epitome of separation and using it to your benefit, or using being a part of it. It's a great disservice to humanity. Now, I've always said that we all cry the same tears at one side of the war or not. You know, when death happens, we still cry the same tears. So, war is just one of those elements that does not make sense. Okay, great. Phenomenal. So the next one, we have to deal with economic systems. So, may I ask you, at what point do you think that a piece of paper actually warrants your ability to be a human being? Despite the history of global economics, who told you that having money would make you a good person or help you survive? Or it just makes no sense. Now, I do believe that there has been a metric systems created where money is the be all. However, why? It makes no sense to me. Why would you want to perpetuate a system that demands you work your butt off to make a piece of paper, for God's sakes? Okay. Well, let's collect ourselves there. Like, it makes no sense. Another one, race. At what point do we think that we are not, well, I am white, therefore I am a superior race? What? No. You're a human being with a different pigment. Grow the fuck up. It's not a big deal. It's like we all work together. And the best part about it is, if you actually can tap into what I'm talking about, you can see that different pigments actually express beautiful hues of humanity. So tap into that one first before you tap into hate. Oh, it's always a hate and fear. So let's go to the next one. Fear. Fear is always, inevitably, is connected to the unknown. When you don't know something, you question it and you want to back away from it. That's fear. So that's a very difficult perspective to be in. Fear is a very hard place to be in. And I find that, particularly in this moment in time, there's a lot of people that are just delving into fear because they don't know necessarily how to love themselves, or nor do they know their self-worth. So they create a distance. And what is in tandem with fear is meanness. I know that's not really a word, but it's just meanness. It's just mean people. They're just mean. I mean, we're all one. They're like, no, I don't want to do that. So because they're in fear. Because they don't understand how being one actually matters. So they're in fear, but they're just being, you know. Another element is governance. So governance is not supposed to be separate. At no point should a governance equate to duality. Governance should be those that lead with ideas and lead with understanding of how we can progress humanity. So it's very difficult for me to watch, particularly in America. Sorry, it's 2018, so this partisanship. That is not how you lead. How you lead is actually dealing with human knowledge and how to progress. If you perpetuate a duality of existence, guess what happens? You get people fighting each other. You're perpetuating it. So that's another thing in society that is not going to work. Another thing in society that does not work. Hours, time, work. A lot of people out here do not work on the same timeline. We do not work that way. I mean, it is late for me, and I'm having a great time. I'm trying to connect and relate to the divine. So, like, why do I have to be up at 9 and work to 5 in a cubicle for a job that, by the way, I'm shuffling papers around, and in the future, my papers that I shuffled around will not matter. That's a control mechanism. So that's another element. There are aspects of society that are trying to control a lot of people, and it's not going to work anymore. So I think I've hit my point, but I love you very much, and peace.